Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Gunmen kill 5, burn down houses in fresh attack on Kiri village in Kaura local government area of Kaduna State. Conference on African Development Ticket 7 ends in Japan with participants adopting action plan for inclusive growth in Africa. Lagos residents express concerns over security issues on the Lagos-Ibadan expressway and alternative routes ahead of reconstruction and rehabilitation work. And Florida is in a state of emergency, braces for what could be the strongest hurricane to hit its coast since 1992. Now, for more information on our top stories and others, please visit our website, channelstv.com. YouTube.com/channelsweb has videos of our shows. Now, the Lagos and Ogun State Police Commands say the deployment of security operatives and operational equipment will be on day and night along the highway, that is the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The police commissioners in the two states explained that their collaboration with other sister agencies will checkmate crime and traffic throughout the period of the construction.
It's after working hours and commuters are driving through the ever-busy Kara Bridge in Isheri axis of Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Right on the bridge, preparations are on for September the 2nd for the closure of the Lagos-bound side of the bridge, while the other carriageway will be shared by incoming and outgoing users. The challenges abound: heavy traffic, robbery and breakdowns. Security agencies, however, claim they are up to the task.
We are deploying about 2,000 policemen in all to ensure the free flow of traffic and then to ensure that criminals will not take advantage of the pressure on those routes to add to the problems we already have on ground. We are deploying about 50 motorcycles to ensure that they patrol those areas and ensure that no traffic robberies are experienced on those routes.
Channels Television visited the dreaded Long Bridge at night, and it's in total darkness. These stranded commuters share their experience.
I just go buy fuel. Immediately I came. I want to put fuel for inside my motor. I don't know, say, then don't gather in safe. Immediately, then just bring cutlass. Bah, bah, bah.
We need somebody to guide us, like is either police or soldier to guide us. And then the second one, we need lights. So that when there is light, anywhere there is darkness, there is light, so nobody can do evil.
The Long Bridge, if you go there, as I talk to you, you'll see what arrangements on that place, on the ground there. All we need to do is to reinforce it, make sure that it's there, and it is always there, feeling the presence of security men.
Security and safety officials have pronounced that all necessary equipment will be deployed, while emergency services will run for 24 hours. Residents and commuters alike can only hope that all arrangements will be hitch-free.
Now, let's open the discussions on this story, security and indeed the construction work. We're being joined on the news at 10 by the Lagos Sector Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Mr. Hyginus Omeje. Thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Thank you very much.
This exercise beginning on Monday was supposed to have started at the start of this month.
Exactly.
But it was postponed. Did that almost 1 month postponement give enough time for everything to now be in place ahead of Monday?
Yes, it did. It really did. And I can assure you that all is in place as far as traffic management is concerned along that corridor. It's just a stretch of 600 meters, not too long. The only challenge is that we are at the very critical section of that corridor, which is the Kara Bridge aspect. To me, it's like the neck of that corridor. You twist it, everything goes. Now, unlike when the rehabilitation of the Long Bridge took place, you notice that we have a collateral, though even on third routes by the two sides where motorists were still maneuvering. as an alternate. But with the Kara Bridge, it's not like that. So everybody must just maintain lane discipline and go through that stretch. And that is very key in this exercise.
Now, one of the things that came up was that previously, before the previous exercise, and since we're talking about traffic management, trucks and other such heavy-duty were supposed to use the alternative routes. And as you saw from Chris Ilem's report there on the Ekpe, Ijebu, axis, those alternative routes are not in the best of shape. So the trucks, the federal controller said the trucks, unfortunately, will be on this side, in spite of their very best efforts. How have plans been put in place to handle that, since it was not part of the original thinking that they would be, on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway?
Well, for me, I had always made provision for everything. If you remember, this reconstruction work actually started from the Shagamu axis backwards this way. A greater section has actually been done. Even as we speak, work is ongoing by the Mowe axis of it and also Ibafo. And trucks have also been using there. Now, for this section we are doing, what we have done is realizing because of that bridge, what we did is make provision such that we have a heavy-duty tow truck by the OPIC axis and also have another heavy-duty tow truck just by the pedestrian footbridge at Baga. Now, what may happen is because of the narrow nature of the two lanes we have, you don't have too much room to really meander. What you do is, in the event of any breakdown of such trucks, then the truck can now come on one way this way and tow it off. And if it is on the other side also, it will come this way and use one way and tow it off. But it is important and very imperative too that there is this presence of these tow trucks, both light and heavy-duty tow truck. And we have made adequate provision for that. Then, of course, adequate deployment of personnel also, such that we could even have a route lining within that axis. I tell you, if we just maintain lane discipline and abide by the speed limits, for every construction area, you have speed limits for those construction areas. People must come to the fact that, no, it's no longer for you to just come and drive as we have been driving past. We need to slow down. We need to maintain that lane discipline. Nothing has been compromised as such because you still have two lanes out of Lagos, two lanes coming into Lagos. Nevertheless, that hard shoulder that we have that we always use to do all those stuff, they are no longer
not there.
And that's where the problem is. That's just the difference. And at times, if a heavy-duty truck that is really loaded is going like this, and because of the size and maybe the way it was loaded, others may be afraid to go side by side. So you may just notice that, yes, we'll have a slowing down in terms of the flow, but it's going to be a moving traffic.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hajinus Omeje, and best of luck from Monday.
Thank you very much.
From here, we go straight to Abuja, where Linda Akibe is waiting for this Friday's news bulletin. Hello, Linda.
Hello, Ladi. Welcome to the nation's capital. Now, there's been an explosion at the Abura crude trunk line in Otu Jeremy's town in Ughelli South local government area of Delta State. Channels Television gathers that the oil pipeline operated by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation exploded today, gushing out volumes of crude oil into Otu Jeremy community, causing tension and panic for residents. The affected line accommodates oil mining lease 34 pipelines operated by ND Western jointly with the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company, MPDC, and that of Abura line belonging to the MPDC. It is not clear yet if there are casualties, as sources confirm that security agencies have already taken charge of the scene, while firefighters have also arrived. NNPC is yet to comment on the incident. Let's turn our attention to politics. The immediate past governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, has made a surprise appearance at the Ekiti State House of Assembly. This is coming on the heels of the resolution of the House to summon him on allegations bordering on corruption. He came into the Speaker's office unannounced, and journalists dashing to the House and getting the information were not granted access to the Speaker's office. Former Governor Fayose says the visit is to confirm the resolution to summon him, insisting he's not a man of questionable conscience. The Speaker admits it is indeed a surprise to see the former governor in his office as he reconfirms the resolution that Mr. Fayose has questions to answer.
I want to let them know for any question whatsoever. I am a leader, I am here, and I will continue to be here. So I drove all the way from Lagos to tell them that there is no hiding place for people like us. I'm here. I am ready to give account of my stewardship anytime. I don't play politics in that manner. So that's why I'm here.
The ripples from the 2019 general elections are not over yet. As Yaga Africa says, there are several loopholes in the conduct of elections, and they say the loopholes impacted negatively on the quality of the process in many parts of the country. The chairman of the board of Yaga Africa, Mr. Hussein Abdul, says though the report shows consistency with the results released by INEC, it did not reflect the expectations of Nigerians. He was speaking at the presentation of the findings of a civil society group in Abuja. Our correspondent Kayla Megwa has more details.
For the 2019 general elections, Yaga Africa deployed 822 mobile observers, 3,030 polling unit observers, and 46 voting point observers across the 774 local government areas in Nigeria. They employed a parallel voter tabulation methodology, which relies on what the observers stationed at the polling units report.
2019 general elections.
According to Yaga, the report for the 2019 general elections shows that the results released by the Independent National Electoral Commission are consistent with the PVT estimates. But there are observations.
For the presidential elections, Yaga Africa's watching the vote findings indicates that INEC presiding officers electronically transmitted presidential elections results using the smart card reader in 65% of the polling unit. Coalition officers exercise excessive discretionary powers in cancelling results and declared winners, where the total number of registered voters in cancelled polling unit will affect the margin of lead between candidates in flagrant violation of Section 26 and 53 of the 2010 Electoral Act as amended.
The representative of the INEC chairman addresses these problems.
We were tested to see whether eventually we will use electronic transmission. Let's be very, very cautious about this electronic solution as the silver bullet. Let's be very, very careful. Each package comes with a problem. We adopt it today, you're going to have another set of problems. Hacking, this, that, and so on and so forth.
This report by Yaga Africa states categorically that the margin of error between the results gotten from the parallel voter tabulation method and that was released by INEC is not so different. They're stating that 2019 offered INEC an opportunity to better the 2015 elections, and they're saying that INEC did not take that opportunity. They're asking INEC to upgrade their systems and look at the loopholes in the 2019 general elections to ensure that the elections in Bayelsa and Kogi State are better coordinated by INEC. Kayla Megwa, Channels Television News.
Away from politics to the fight against corruption, Joseph Oyediran, one of the internet fraudsters wanted by the Federal Bureau of Investigation (FBI), has been arrested by operatives of the EFCC in Ilorin Zonal Office in Kwara State. This was disclosed by the zonal head of EFCC in Ilorin, Ishaku Sharu, during a press conference today to give an update on EFCC-FBI collaboration in the fight against internet fraud and cybercrime. Mr. Sharu told journalists in Ilorin that Joseph Oyediran had benefited about 60 million naira from the loot via Western Union transfers. According to him, the Commission is committed to ensuring effective coordination of the Nigerian end of the investigation with the FBI and other partner international law enforcement agencies involved in the worldwide crackdown on internet fraud. He says within 7 months of its operations in Ilorin, the FCC has revved up efforts to rid the country of cybercrime, resulting in the arrest of more than 60 persons involved in the internet fraud, 25 of who have been successfully prosecuted. When the News at 10 returns, Florida in state of emergency braces for what could be the strongest hurricane to hit its coast since 1992, as President Trump describes it as an absolute monster. That's an international scene with Around the World in 5. Join us again.